Okay, I believe we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bad Science Sunday, where we take a humorous approach to debunking bad science on the internet. And today we have Ian Chen.
Hi, how's it going?
Okay, Ian, congratulations. You just had a new baby. Was it two months?
Oh
Uh-oh.
no. I heard like a
He's 4 years old and a son as well. So I balance it out basically.
All
uh,
right.
okay.
and
And
and look, it's easy, guys. If anyone wants to try it, 2 minutes of your time includes the post-coital cigarette, and you're done basically.
you did go out for part of that, but you know what? I am such a benevolent goddess. I'm not going to ask you to restate it. So
It's too late.
he is the first person who asked me. He was like, "Well, who's the patron saint of woke bastards?" And I was like, "Oh, I had to think about that." But it's me, me. I am a feminist goddess, so equal opportunity goddess for both men, women, cis and trans. Come one, come all, be woke with me.
That's
Um,
great. I have to clarify.
um, what's your, so I know that you gained a lot of popularity debating Kent Hovind on the internet.
Best debate.
Yeah, I don't know if I call it popularity. I think what really put my name out there was I had a debate. My very first debate was with a creationist called Nephilim Free.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I remember.
you,
Really?
you won't be able to find a debate. It was a modern day debate, and I was known for the guy that got Nephilim Free to rage quit in under 2 minutes, basically.
Hmm.
Um, so
I'm s-
I
that's
did get a copy.
I feel like that's on Tom Rabbit's channel or something.
I've got it on mine. I don't know if it's on Tom Rabbit's. I've got it on mine anyway. If you want to just have a look, it's. I don't really have a channel. It's really just there to store the things I kind of do on the internet. But if you want to see a half an hour debate that didn't quite make it a modern debate, Gutsy Gibbon was the moderator as well. So
It
if you want to
didn't
come and see it for
connect
her anyway, no need to see it for me.
you, Nephilim, and Guts Given, and that wasn't good enough for modern day debate.
Yeah, I think at that time James wanted to get Nephilim Free because Nephilim Free was quite a big draw card, and back
Hmm.
this was 4 years ago, so it was
Right.
before before Modern Day Debate had its hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and it was probably around 20, 30,000.
Hmm.
And so I put my head up and said, "Look, I'll do it," and I structured the debate basically around Ken Hogan's 6 stages of evolution. I use each one of those points to basically poke fun of creationism and also kind of indirectly insult Nephilim Free as well. So that's why he kind of rage quit. So yeah, that kind of put my name on the board. And yeah, but like I said, if anyone wants to kind of see that, you can kind of see it on my channel. It's where I kind of store the debates. But yeah, I think that's what got my name out there. Even though I don't actually think I'm that popular at all. It's just that's what kind of got my name out there, so to speak.
That no, I didn't know about that. That's interesting. Well, and again, I'm not a big debate bro. Oh, is that the link, Dr. Tapioca Weasel? To the wait, I can't hear you.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I muted myself because I was typing.
No, yes.
Yes, it
Thank
is.
you for that.
It's
But that's to the
yeah.
one that he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I've seen this before. So
seen what?
the video I just posted. I've there was
You
a
watched
time
it,
when
of
I like
course.
went through and I watched every single video on Ian's channel because they were just all hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, so I didn't know about like Ian. I've seen you on Mark Reed's channel, and I've seen you. Oh, okay. Real quick though, I do want to give a shout out to Ember, who's come through with a raid. Everyone go over to Better Than Ember. Like, subscribe, share, throw money at her. Um, and welcome, welcome. Reminds me of the old days when, gosh, back when we got started 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago. God, when we first found Ember, and she would rate us. And she got us to our 200 subscriber stream. So, So we love Ember. Show some love, everybody.
Okay.
But back to what I was saying. So I know about you from Mark Reed's channel and also from Austin Sims' channel. Austin, I see in the chat here, and you guys would
He's
talk
great.
about you
Yeah.
guys would talk about like evolution and stuff like that. So I didn't know about your debates until Vandy told me about all this stuff. And Vandy, big fangirl of you.
Thanks.
And so like so usually I tell everybody like, what's the elevator pitch when people ask about you? What do you say? Like about your channel, your YouTube channel.
Oh, I don't really have a YouTube channel, so to speak. I was kind of saying before, I started it basically as a collection of debates that I did. I probably about 4 years ago, I had this view of, I just don't like the pseudoscience that's coming out of America. And I say America because it seems to me that a lot of stupidity comes out of there. It's not just the
Not
young Earth
fair.
creationists, flat earthers. It's just a higher proportion of Americans that believe in pseudoscience and their own other. Yes, I'm from Australia, and there's quite a few of them. But when I mean quite a few, maybe it's like
Not
1%.
not compared to us. No, no. We're
Yeah, so
uniquely stupid. I understand that.
no, but I think we were talking about this before. Like, when I look at Americans, like you guys do things really big. Like, you have like the biggest, you've got the biggest military. You've got like when you do things well, you do it well in a big way. But when you do stupid big as well. And it just seems to me like young Earth creationists is there, flat earthers are there, moon landing denialists, and what we're going to talk about later today is kind of there as well. So 4 years ago, I thought, let's just tackle something I'm a little bit more passionate about, which is more biology. And I had this view that I would just debate creationists. So then that's when I started, I think, on my path. I started off with Nephilim Free. That didn't go quite well because it was never published. It was a half an hour debate. He kind of pretty much rage quit in under 2 minutes. Then I thought, let's go for the big one.
I'm
That's funny.
listening. I'm sorry. Like he
No,
raged.
no, go for it.
Like it's just so quintessential Nephilim free,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's him. He rage quit. So then I decided to do Ken Hovind, and that was fun. So I did a second one with him as well. Then I just did a couple others like T Rock, etc. But you'll see with some of them, like there's a guy called Benjamin White. He's a young Earth creationist, but he's a really nice guy. He's really polite. So if you want to see me being, more professional and not kind of being insulting, just watch that debate because I can't get insulted with somebody he has not done something wrong. But when you look at Ken Hovind, he's a tax chief. He beats his wife. I feel like I can insult him
There's no
because he.
reason. There's no reason to be nice to Ken Hovind. Like none. And I
Exactly.
know I understand standing for truth. Like they're friends or whatever, and he, just has to be that weird Elon stand for Kent. But I give no fucks for Kent. Like I was saying earlier, when you were arguing with Kent, and Kent was like, "Oh, well, we can talk about whether or not public schools need to be existent at all." I just lost it. I couldn't even pay attention to the rest of the chat. Like the majority of our problems in America right now just stem from the racism that are founded at the root of that comment. And I'm like, I can't anymore. I can't.
I think there's that. Like the education system in America, from what I can see, is very different from what it is in Australia. Obviously, we have public and private schools, but they're
Mhm.
both heavily regulated.
Yeah.
I think the issues when it comes to pseudoscience is that if there's one difference between what I see in your education system versus ours, is that you guys have homeschooling,
Mhm.
right? We don't have it's not a thing in Australia. The only times our government would allow homeschooling is if you're incapable of getting to school. Let's say you're disabled, you can't, whatever the reason is, you can't get to school. And then the government actually has funded tutors to come, obviously paid by taxpayers, but funded actual tutors who are actually skilled in the topic they're trying to teach, come to your place and teach you those topics so you can pass school. Right. And
Mhm.
this is like it's heavily subsidized. So if you're a disabled person, you can't get to
Right.
school,
Right.
so we don't have homeschooling as such. Whereas when I go to America and I'm arguing, like on Facebook, there's a pretty big Facebook group that I kind of am quite active on. I reckon 90% of the creationists there that I interact with have all been homeschooled.
Yeah.
So I just wonder whether it's the homeschooling that's the
Yes.
problem. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. Because one's
Homeschooling is a
mom
problem.
because your mom knows more than a science teacher, right? That's clearly right. Your mom knows more than a science teacher. So
Yeah. And yeah. but yeah, man, I could go on and on about this. But I will say I do want to thank Left-Handed Jedi for gifting us 5 more cult members. And those went to, let's see, Tilting Windmill, Liz Sehu, Rainbow Ash, Tubian, and Chrissy. So welcome new cult members. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, nitties, and vaginas. And also to Leon Wakefield, who has himself joined the Tapioca Weasel cult.
Weasel cult?
Liam, please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas. All right. And so as where are we going to go? Uh-oh.
Can I just say one thing, Maya, before we kind of start? It's really a question to Vandy. Vandy, like we're talking about homeschooling. Obviously, you haven't been homeschooled. You're like a physicist, right? Could you maybe talk a bit about your background as to maybe what got you into physics? Is it maybe someone famous in your ancestry or anything like that?
Ian fucking hates me. Fucking hates me.
Maya was asking me, and I was thinking, I don't know.
I don't remember doing that.
What got you into physics?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the fact that my grandfather was a well-known physicist definitely had something to do with it. But also,
who is he? Like,
God damn it! Even I feel like he invented the metal ball that you put your hand on it and your hair stands up. That's
I've got
how I describe it to people.
My hand on as well, and that makes the girls' kind of hair stand up as well. But anyway, we won't get into that.
But like, can you measure it with a potentiometer? Or is it mostly just vibes?
I don't know what a potential meter is, but if it's something long and thick and hard, then yes, you could probably do that.
It's not a thing that would actually measure that because a potentiometer is actually a variable resistor.
Anyway, more about your grandfather.
It doesn't matter.
More about your grandfather.
You would think it means a measurement of potential. Anyway, we're covering this video, which is going to be a lot of fun.
So Ian doesn't know anything about the electric universe theory, and which I thought, Tap, you like electric universe theory? Am I wrong?
I love the electric universe theory. It's like when you want to have a theory that just makes no sense but has a lot of lightning in it. Like this. Can
I just correct you? Can we just not call it a theory? If we're being scientific, right? Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, they call themselves a theory. So
they can call themselves whatever they want.
In physics, I will say that in physics, the word theory is a lot more flexible than it is like in, I think, science in general as like a whole, and also for other fields of science. Like the word theory is definitely used in physics all the time in application to things that are totally speculative and don't have any evidence behind them. Like it's the word for the model. Model's a better word and it's less confusing overall, but in this, if I showed this to a bunch of physicists, none of them would even bring up the fact that they were using the word theory. They would all bring up the fact that it's nonsense.
Right, can I say electric universe model?
Yeah,
okay.
Or
this bullshit
delusion. Yeah, bullshit works, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not but okay, it's I haven't seen this all the way through. Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten to the part where the question is Saturn was our sun. So
I keep looking for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that it's just not in there because that definitely happens. So
yeah, it's taken a lot of liberties from Velikovsky. Roger, I don't know that we've dealt with Velikovsky in and of itself. Roger became enamored with Velikovsky not too long ago, and we've been covering that. So yeah, but remember, what was it? Jupiter gave birth to Venus. Yes. Yep. That, and he got all that from Velikovsky, and Velikovsky's got a whole model going on.
But yeah, yeah. So this channel, the In Between, which is a decent channel name, I guess, has 133,000 subscribers, and this video from 1 year ago has 34,000 views. It's the In Between official podcast.
Yes.
Capital official. You got to have the capital official in there.
Chan official and the In Between official, the official off.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip to past the first 30 seconds because that's like
ever since I was a kid.
Okay. So,
all right.
Hold on, I have to make sure that
I'm just looking at the subtitles there. I'm not holding out much hope. Ever since I was a kid, I read about Bigfoot. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Kid.
Right. Yeah.
I've been
So
reading
I don't know if
stories of
I don't know if Dave's here, Bree's here. So yeah, she does. She's a Bigfoot believer. So if you want to check her out,
Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, UFO sightings, ghost encounters, and wondering what if these stories are true. It's the passion to explore that question that made me start this channel, and I'm pretty sure it's the same question that drives you to watch it. But
it's absolutely not.
No, but I'm doing this because you guys forcing me to do it. That's all.
Yeah. So Maya gets most of the blame for that.
Yeah, Maya gets
today,
you're welcome.
we're going to go beyond the eye shine in your backyard tree line. We're going to go beyond that shadow you thought you saw out of the corner of your eye. We're going to broaden our horizons.
I didn't even see what that was. Like,
beyond that shadow you thought you.
Oh, it's like our ghost videos. Yeah. It's that shadow out of the corner of your eye that you thought was nothing, or, you thought your eyes were playing tricks on you, but it was actually something, probably demonic.
Yeah.
Looks like
saw out of the corner of your eye. We're going to
I literally didn't see anything in that, though.
I saw pants.
broaden our horizons and apply that same question.
Yeah.
What if to one of the biggest mysteries of all, the entire universe? Ever seen this guy?
Guy.
Have I ever seen that guy? Like the stick figure? I've seen stick figures.
I mean, if it's a stick figure, it's got a massive schlong. Or
that's why it's
I mean that would be a stick figure schlong. I mean,
yeah, fair.
Probably looks familiar, and he should, because this guy has been carved into rocks all over the world.
Do stick figures look familiar to you?
Yeah, well, no, but it's a specific stick figure, okay? Like that's not like a stick figure that represents like George Washington or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stick figure that represents whatever the hell they're talking about.
Yeah. I like this
guys
map.
With big schlongs.
It's a really nice map. I really like that map too. It looks like it's got like a cutout that I want to put puzzle pieces into.
Yeah.
Arizona, Armenia, Guyana,
And that guy's got
Spain.
balls.
Oh, those are a lot of stick figures. Are you telling me that people all over the world can draw stick figures? There's no coincidence here.
Did you notice one of the stick figures had balls?
Don't they all have balls?
No.
Well, they off of the side, I guess, which is the more interesting thing, I suppose, about all of these.
The one in America, the American stick figure has testicles.
Oh, yes, that I did notice.
Not this one. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Arizona.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think the more interesting thing is actually the things off to the side of it. But
is it? Are those like ball lightning?
Yes, because the idea that we have
aliens.
Stick figures.
God damn it.
Is like if stick figures are impressive, then every like kindergartner over the entire planet is also like in direct contact with these alien beings, because guess what? It's the easiest thing to draw.
I mean, that is an interesting point. If you're going to actually draw something that represents a man, stick figures are the most common. Balls again. The UAE have balls as well. If you're going to draw something that represents a human or a man or whatever, it's always going to be stick figures. So if you're going to use a comparison across all these different countries, the most simple thing to actually represent a human is probably a stick figure drawing. So that would be why I would say things would be common.
Yeah. Exactly. The part of these images that isn't like as obvious to me is the two things off to the side. Like that's the more interesting part. The
Is
other
it
part is
though?
like absolutely well, because the other part is totally predictable.
I'd like
Having
to know where
that
he's
in
getting these
combination,
from. I mean, if it's not just part of the rock and he's
well,
inserting them.
yeah, that's the other thing is that if you're carving things into rock,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to reduce the complexity until you get really good at it. So and have a lot of time,
just saying.
which yeah.
United Arab Emirates, and Italy, all around the same time in history, about 10,000 years ago, and all are actually drawn to point at the same area of the sky.
He's not giving her resources. I don't know if I can believe any of this.
No,
I don't
well,
believe
that
that.
last claim in particular, like, would require you knowing exactly how the thing was oriented. It would require
Right.
none of those things being placed on like pottery or something, which seems like a very likely
Exactly.
idea.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Or
it
on a rock, like are they're all fake? What? Why do we
no,
believe
what
this?
you mean? Do you mean up? Oh, because like when you take the thing and then you orient it so that it makes sense because it's a dude standing, then yeah, they're not even pointing, so it just has to be like the directionality of the figure.
Yeah.
Or they're cheating and they're just like they use a diagram of all the interesting points on the figure, and if any of those lines point in the direction they want, then I mean, there
Then
we
yeah,
go.
it's up. Honestly, I think it's just up. The head is up, the balls are down, and anything that's pointed up is the same direction.
Yeah.
The same erection.
Because
Sorry, direction.
yeah, so they're pointing up like that, and yeah, that's fair.
So the question becomes, what did they all see in that sky? Now look at this. It was
I mean, probably the same stuff we do.
this picture that made me want to dig a little deeper.
Okay,
What is
see,
that?
Yeah, I
What
was
is
going
that?
to say, are you
Now look
familiar
at
with
this.
that second?
It was this picture
What is that?
this is probably some like image of some plasma doing some funky cool stuff, based on the fact that people involved in this are plasma people, and that it also just looks like that a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff. There's not connecting tissue. There's not that, the whole
Andy,
thing like
as a famous physicist and son of famous physicists, can you maybe explain, like the stuff that I've seen in plasma and some of the laboratory experiments? They do a lot of shapes. It's not just this shape. It's like
oh yeah.
random thousands and millions of different shapes. You can pick one that probably
Oh
represents anything that you can find, right?
yeah, well, because probably yeah. And something with a lot of symmetry is going to be like more likely to be generated because the I mean the way you can get something like this is like if you have a chamber that is able to generate and like hold and manipulate a plasma with the electric and magnetic fields, you're going to have a lot of impact from the geometry of that thing. So you're going to end up, if it's a cylinder with mostly things being radially or cylindrically symmetric,
Mhm.
and there are an infinite number of solutions that will form like a sort of static shape that looks like something. And when you combine all those, you can literally make anything. Like any shape that you wanted to,
Yeah.
you could make. The symmetric ones are easier, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And for $5, Jester paid to hear me say this. Just because your mom doesn't have a PhD in being up her own ass doesn't mean that you got to come after mine. My favorite teacher was Professor Jester.
The gesture is homeschooled, is what he's saying.
that made me want to dig a little deeper. And this is not the only instance. A man named Anthony Peratt, an acknowledged leading world expert on plasma discharge formations.
Are you familiar with Dr. Peratt?
No, I'm not. I looked him up. It looks like he probably did do some cool work, and he is or was a proponent of a non-mainstream cosmology, but I don't think he's operating at the level that these people are discussing, for one, and I don't know to what extent he was, super well known in the field, because I'm not a plasma physicist, and even if I was, I'm not going to know the reputation of every other plasma physicist.
Right.
So,
Did you want to? You stopped. Did you want to say something about what she just said?
what did she just say? Oh, that he's a
Hello?
world expert.
I-
Well, I don't really know if he
Okay.
if he was or
You
not,
said
but
you
I looked him up
Yeah.
on Wikipedia, and he did stuff in the 70s and 80s and 90s, but I didn't see it much else since then. So it could be
I
that.
think that answers your question, though, Vandy. If you can't find any information that kind of shows that he's even popular, I wouldn't be calling
Well,
him.
he's got a Wikipedia page, so
Well,
there is that. Like,
yeah.
well, I mean, it's there aren't, most scientists do not have Wikipedia pages. I don't have a Wikipedia page. My grandfather does have a Wikipedia page.
Tell us more about your grandfather.
I knew that was coming. Oh my god!
There'll be more.
Are you mentioned in his Wikipedia page?
No.
You know, you can edit
I
the
think-
Wikipedia page, don't you? You can like maybe just talk about, maybe put in his ancestry tree that kind of leads down to you.
Don't
I'm not gonna
give
do
him.
that.
You know what? For $2.22, my unfinished journey says, "Hail Maya, hail Taps, Ian, and the Electric Universe bullshit." Thank you, my unfinished journey.
Has identified dozens of plasma formations that directly correlate to pictures
What the hell is that?
I don't know what this is,
They look
because
like
there
a-
isn't,
Yeah,
we see on
she's not-
petroglyphs.
because that doesn't look like the plasma
Dozens
stuff.
of plasma formations.
That looks like a
State
plasma
her
thing. And
sources.
These don't look the
These-
same.
yeah, they also until I
One's
know
got a
this
dick
is not
on it.
computer generated, I'm not going to be confident it's not computer generated, because it
Right.
also looks pretty computer generated.
It does.
One's got a penis,
Formations
one
that-
doesn't as well. I don't know. They're not the
Yeah.
same to me.
Yeah.
directly correlate to pictures we see
are
on
these?
petroglyphs, geoglyphs, and megaliths all over the world. How is this possible? These formations have, to our knowledge,
Which part of this is difficult to imagine just happening?
only been produced in high-tech plasma research laboratories. There are a number of scientists out there who are asking
The only time that we've ever seen these shapes is in high-tech plasma research laboratories, you guys. The entire jewelry industry, never done it.
I'm gonna have to call bullshit.
But hold on, let's explore that for a second. So apparently these petroglyphs all around the world are the same as these shapes that we're seeing in high energy plasma stuff that's done in laboratories, right?
Right.
So assuming that's true, how did ancient men draw petroglyphs of images that can only be seen in high energy plasma physicist labs? Do you get what I mean?
I'm
Like-
gonna
Yeah.
say alien technology.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Alien
Maya's
technology,
gonna say it's always aliens.
So, I mean, I'm not saying it was aliens,
and
but
hear me out now, a super large Van de Graaff generator.
ooh,
Because that picture that we saw before with all the electricity in a bowl, wasn't that basically a Van de Graaff generator? Vanny, tell me a little bit about about that.
It actually isn't. I don't know exactly what technology does the plasma ball thing.
That's a bit like,
in
Van de Graaff
high-tech
But I think that's more like a Tesla coil. I think I don't know exactly how they do it, but I do know that I've looked it up. Because if the answer was yes, that's a Van de Graaff generator, I would be all over that. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. There'll be more Maya.
plasma
Yeah.
Lots of Vanny
research
references.
laboratories. There are a number of scientists out there who are asking that same question, who are not 100% convinced that the current track of modern cosmology, that celestial bodies are ruled by gravitational forces, is the right one.
Hold on.
I
what
gotta
is
say,
that? What the fuck is that?
Cosmology, that celestial bodies are
Celestial bodies.
It's celestial bodies being held in place by vibes and strings.
What?
I mean, it could be a spring, which would not be... It wouldn't be the worst analogy, but it is a terrible one, because strings get stronger as you get farther apart, and gravity gets weaker.
I don't... That's not a stable solar system.
Hold on. Is she saying that gravity does not exist? Like, I don't get this. So a bunch of physicists.
Okay. Oh God, Ian, did you? Okay, this is the electric universe. Did you look into it at all?
I like I mentioned earlier. Like 2 hours before this, I jumped and read about it in Wikipedia, basically.
All right. You've got to start with the standard. Gravity is a myth.
Yeah, so we're not gravity.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Gravity is a very weak force. It's like a trillion times weaker than the electromagnetic force, so we don't have to worry about it.
I went to the gym this morning, and then I jumped on the scales, and I wasn't happy with what I saw. So gravity is definitely a myth. It's a myth. It's bullshit. Gravity's not working today.
Yeah, dude, I've had that problem a lot recently. Damn.
Yeah.
Ruled by gravitational forces is the right one, and they have an alternative. One ruled not by gravity, but by electricity. Everything from the movement.
Yeah, so this is just fundamentally implausible, because the big stuff that we see is like electrically neutral mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what? Like, yeah.
And magnetism of the smallest atomic particle to the creation and destruction of the most massive galaxies. And why wouldn't we consider electricity as a fundamental force in the creation and continuous reshaping of the universe?
Oh, that is a great question.
It is, though, isn't it?
I mean, depending, like the way she worded that.
Yeah.
It like we absolutely do. It's one of the four fundamental forces. It is the force that governs most of the facts about day-to-day existence, except for gravity. Like literally, like that's the big one that we're all aware of. But you and I, on a daily basis, are not aware of and do not experience any of the ramifications of the strong and weak force, other than like it holds all the shit together. But like, we don't like directly see that. We do see. Well,
yeah, that's because gravity isn't a thing. But you do see the fuck out of electricity when you encounter it. So. Mm-hmm.
And electricity is the main reason why objects are solid to begin with. It's the thing that keeps stuff from running into each other. Without it, you don't have that repelling sort of force at the microscopic and nanoscopic scales that keeps stuff from just all slip together.
Okay.
But if her earlier question was, why wouldn't we consider electricity as a fundamental force in the creation? One, it's not electricity. Electricity is only half of the story. You need magnetism as well. It is a unified quantum field, the electromagnetic field, and you can't have one without the other. And we're just going to gloss over my history on the topic, because it becomes inconvenient when I have to actually like say things about it. But I am an anti-magnetologist. I'm just saying.
In the creation and continuous reshaping.
Huh?
I said it's in your name.
It is, yeah.
Shaping of the universe. As a force, it's only 1,000 billion times more powerful than the force of gravity. This is the number one with 39 zeros following it. Or
that is a statement that needs context.
Yeah, I was going to ask you for that.
Yeah, so one of the ways you can imagine this is if you have two electrons. Electrons have mass. We know the mass of the electron. I think it's like 511 kilo electron volts of mass, and we know the charge. They have 1 electron's worth of charge. It's like the base unit of charge. And if you put them a distance apart, then they're going to push apart because of their charge, and they're going to attract because of their mass and gravity. And the ratio of those two is on this order.
Or
it is the
10 to
the electric repulsion is like this number may depend on, I don't know exactly what they're doing. They might be doing it in natural units, in which case it's not the electron, but this order is like correct. Gravity is way weaker than electricity. The thing about electricity is that you have two charges. You have a positive and you have a negative, and when you put them together, then they cancel each other out.
Okay.
Whereas gravity does not have that. Gravity just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates.
Okay.
And so most stuff that's made out of a billion atoms is like, on the whole, like gonna be electrically neutral because, you know, there are random fluctuations, but unless you're dumping charge onto it or ripping it off, it's eventually gonna touch something and all of the electrons are gonna like into the thing that needs more electrons. And so it's going to become electrically neutral, and it's not going to react to like an ambient electric field, and it won't produce an ambient electric field. So big stuff just doesn't really do a whole lot electromagnetically. Gravity, though, never cancels out. So you just get big concentrations of matter, and it is the only force that dominates at large scales. So it's just preposterous, because we would see the effect of massive changes in like the electric charge if electric universe models were true. Like the sun would be one charge and the planets would be another charge. And how do moons work? Like literally, it doesn't make any sense.
So, Manny, help me understand this. So the way I kind of think about this sometimes is you have like electricity has both there is a positive and negative side to it, right? So it does attract and it does also repel as well, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Gravity
it does both.
only has an attractive force. And as you kind of said, the bigger the mass, so as it kind of accumulates and it gets more mass, that's the stronger that attract. Like it's pretty much unlimited. If you keep on adding more and more mass to it, the gravity will just become, just stronger and stronger and stronger. Whereas with electromagnetism, you've got the two charges. There's an attractive part to it, positive, negative. Then you've got, let's say, two negatives. It's a repelling charge. You know what I mean? So it's different to gravity. Yeah, it can actually pull and push apart. Whereas gravity only attracts, and the bigger it is. So when you look at the sun, it's a bigger mass. You can obviously, orbit the planets because the planets are smaller because it's smaller in mass compared to the sun.
Yeah.
But there's no kind of pushing force. You get what I mean? There's that.
Yeah. There's no.
That's how I look at it.
Yes, exactly. There's no pushing force. If
just correct me.
If there's a pushing force, then you don't get concretions, which is like the thing that we're often trying to explain here. But also, like, in order to have like a larger amount of force, you need to have a whole bunch of one charge and a whole bunch of the other charge, so they can attract and orbit and stuff like that. But those locally are just going to blast apart, and you're just going to get a whole bunch of just atoms of just charge everywhere, and you're just going to have an electrically neutral.
That is a good point.
Thing.
So what you're basically saying, it's formulated in my mind. Let's say the sun is whatever let's say it's a positive, whatever it is, right? And the Earth must be the opposite of it. So if the sun is positive, the Earth is negative, and that's why it's orbiting around. Is that what you're kind of saying? Because you've got the two different forces, right? So the Earth is negative. So that means if the Earth is negative, then I must be positive because I'm stuck on the Earth.
As far as I can tell, yes. It doesn't make any other sense otherwise.
So why we walk around with some sort of what's that detectors that what is it, interferometer or whatever they call it, the ones my building construction person kind of does, and he measures
multimeters.
Odometers. So why am I not using an odometer, walking around the Earth and registering a charge by poking in the ground and kind of going, oh, that's a negative charge. Like, why am I not measuring that if the electric universe is true?
Yeah,
Because from what I can
there's
see,
not an answer to
everything
that
is inert.
question.
Because from what I can see, everything is inert, right? It's as you're saying, if you go down to the minuscule nano kind of scale, there are positive and negatives, and they kind of basically cancel each other out. And on a macro scale, things are inert. So I get that. So I can look at the ground and go, it's not positive or negative because it's inert. So I understand that. But from the electric universe, what you're saying is the Earth must be a different charge from the sun, and that's why it orbits.
Yeah, or it has to be less charged, and there has to be this enormous magnetic field, which both of these things are observationally not true. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
That's why. I have to say, and sorry, Maya, this is to you. So I was going to say, and that's why we're on Bad Science Sunday, right? But the thing is, I'm in Australia. It's actually Monday here, right? So Bad Science Sunday and Monday, you should call your show, when you have Aussies on, you should call your show BDSM. Bad Science Sunday and Monday. What do you reckon?
BDSM. I like BDSM.
Yeah,
we like it a lot.
Never tried it, but yeah. Anyway, look, Bad Science Sunday and Monday BDSM. I think there you go. That one's free, man.
I normally keep that sort of content restricted to my OnlyFans. Physics is hard, but
physics is hard.
Can you send me a link? I'll subscribe to it.
Oh yes, we love doing that.
I want to see that beard fly out in a Van de Graaff.
Oh,
These
God.
two just off in their own world, jacking each other off.
I knew what I was signing up for when the chat said bring on Leo.
Yeah, so Leo, you and I should start an OnlyFans, is what I'm saying.
Only physics.
Oh,
that works.
We've changed.
I think we'd actually probably make teaching physics.
That's what we're doing.
Naked and erect.
Hey, Leo.
Not touching each other, just full buck ass naked, fully stiff,
naked,
going over incline
in the nude.
Someone
help me.
Dude, actually though, that could be hilarious.
I actually think we'd probably make some money.
Okay. Mine's literally going to
Wait, help me. I don't know how I got here.
Like the old Greeks.
Is there a door or a black hole? For fuck's sake.
MIT doesn't give their lectures in black hole thermodynamics completely naked and fully erect. We do things differently here. At only physics.
The world will be self-supervised.
Stimulating your mind.
I'm going to need upgrade to vodka because this wine is just not hitting it.
Andrew's reading your mind there, Maya. It's like, please, Rogue Black Hole 2024. That's what I'm voting for.
Rogue Black Hole, asteroid, impending lightning bolt. I'll take anything. So yeah, that's our Vandy's OnlyFans there. And nice. Also, where are we at? Oh, I think this one. When I say a happy Bad Science Sunday, 12th birthday to going out to Zane, and I hope it's the best year ever. Mwah.
Woo! Happy birthday!
All right, play button.
There we go.
To the 39th power. But before we launch ourselves over the cliffs of insanity,
inconceivable,
in trying to figure out how prehistoric man could know what a plasma formation looks like.
Excellent point. This was, I think you brought it up.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We need to chat about what the electric universe theory actually is. So hang tight while I do a super quick rundown of how cosmology got to where it is today and how electricity fits into the mix. We have Copernicus.
She's actually quite a good science. I wouldn't say science communicator. She's actually quite a good communicator, right? I find her quite engaging. It's just a pity she uses her powers to speak bullshit. But I actually find her quite engaging.
No, yeah. If you're quite engaging, then you want to use your powers for evil, and that'll give you the best money. It's called grifting.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the good side. I'm incompetent,
and that's why you have to rely on your OnlyFans. Yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah, that my foot pictures. They're not on my OnlyFans.
Cosmology got to where it is today and how electricity fits into the mix. We have Copernicus, a mathematician and astronomer, hanging out around the turn of the 16th.
That's where you're starting your history of our models of like the solar system and you're starting in the 16th century. That's offensive to all of the people before that, of which there were many. People knew how the stars worked. They knew exactly which ones moved around. They knew where they were going to move to. They knew when eclipses were going to happen. People, I mean, not like just like your average person on the street, but
no, I mean, but there were astrologers doing like that was their whole job.
Yeah, and they have very precise measurements. There was like Ptolemy in the 1st century, he has measurements down to like a fraction of or just a few arc minutes, like a very small fraction of an angle. And we can correlate that, one, based on, way more precise measurements today, and also other measurements more recently throughout history, and be like, okay, this is where the North like star was at exactly this time, and they're so accurate that like you can have a whole bunch of them, and if one of them has a typo, you can tell because it just doesn't make sense. And if you change that one digit to the right one, then it makes sense. But they're doing it all by hand, so it's
so yeah, nobody's accusing her of being right about anything or even on point. But for $5, Shihanfa, I'm not really sure how to pronounce your name anymore, ask, did Cassini and New Horizons use multiple gravity assists to reach Saturn and Pluto on their missions? And yes, I know they did. I'm not sure of the actual, the names of the voyages, but I know we've done those.
I think they all basically kind of have to.
Yeah.
It's the Voyager satellites. They were particularly famous for being able to do gravity assists off of multiple like gas giants each.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Well, it was also a little bit lucky. Like if you had exactly the same tools today, you would not be able to do that mission like that because the planets don't line up.
I was going to say it. They had to be, and I think that was done at a certain time for a specific. Well, for that reason, obviously. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With missions like that, they have to occur. That like there is a deadline because if you can make up for it a little bit with fuel and whatnot, but eventually you don't have enough room for fuel.
I mean, to be right.
This brings up a really interesting point. And so it just came to my mind. But the thing about gravity, right, is that we know it so well that you can actually predict where the planets are. So when you're actually throwing a probe out, months in the future, it's going to go around Mars, going to come back to Earth, months. It's going to slingshot through many different planets, so you can send it to Saturn or Jupiter or wherever, right? We know it. We can predict. So this is my point. You can predict the effects of gravity using mathematics so well, but what is the corollary? Like, where's the same prediction on this electric universe, this positive, negative, electromagnetic, whatever it is that you're saying, Vandy? Where's the same use of that mathematics and the prediction to get the same accuracy that we're getting doing the same thing with gravity? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like with gravity, we can do all the stuff. With electric universe, where is it? Where's the freaking maths?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you because they don't have an answer for you.
I think the answer is there is no maths. I haven't seen this.
There is none. It doesn't exist. Like, and oftentimes you can, like, earlier I articulated some of the fundamental reasons why the two forces are just not going to lead to the same large scale behavior, and this. Because of the failure of that, they have nothing that I think remotely predicts this, or gives a model that makes any sense without being very ad hoc at a whole bunch of places. And where does the predictive power in the future come from? I have no idea. Whenever I see these people like the Thunderbolts project, this is one of these comments here is, I narrate some of the videos at Thunderbolts. And then they talk about how there was arcing between planets, which I guess maybe is, going to come up later. We're almost certainly not going to get to most of this video.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that section is history. We really, I don't know, like there might be some people who are mad at us for bingo, but I mean, do we need to go through the history?
You want to go through something more interesting? Like I said, I haven't seen this. I find the whole thing. And your point, I want to explore later, Vanny. What the hell is arcing between planets? But anyway, like when you say
sparks.
that's sparks.
Yeah.
So they found sparks shooting between planets. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Do you want to? Is this one 1.25?
Yeah.
I do a super quick rundown of how cosmology got to where it is today and how electricity fits into the mix. Instead, the sun, not the other way around. Interesting to note that his full body of work was not published until after he died, for fear of retribution from the Catholic Church.
Yeah, we don't need to.
About 100 years later comes Johannes Kepler,
because I don't want to.
Story.
Well, so
every ancient culture on every continent has this story.
Okay, and then what's next? Wait, after mythologies, what's next?
After mythologies, the Golden Age, and then the solar system.
And then what's after that?
After that is evidence. And then Thunderbolts Project is the end, which that'll be like an ad thing.
Let's go to the next section and see what she's talking about.
Mythologies or
Golden Age. I'm sorry, Ian, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, I'm just like I say, I haven't seen this video, but I'm just looking with keen interest in as you're kind of flicking through, and little kind of pop-ups come up, and it says Golden Age and mythology. Is 90% of her evidence for this based on? So my focus has been young Earth creationists, right? So when I listen to young Earth creationists provide the proof that dinosaurs live with man, it's always here's a painting or a carving done hundreds of years ago that looks like the Great Flood happened because we have flood myth. There is no evidence based on science today. It's always something.
Look, we look at a multitude of drawings left behind.
They're doing exactly the same thing. Is the evidence for the electric universe based on petroglyphs, based on ancient history, based on?
And also this looks like this. Let's not forget the beginning of the. Yeah,
it's eyeball science, right?
I have to listen to this part though.
Yeah, let's go.
Between you with one charge and the doorknob with a different charge. According to the electric universe, or EU theory, the same interaction takes place between celestial bodies carrying different charges.
That's the same prediction in the normal theory, okay?
When they get close enough, you get quite a reaction.
If they're
on this
charged.
Much bigger scale, we can also see the effect on the surrounding.
Well, we don't see these effects. Yes, literally, she's talking about if two planets get close enough together, they're going to spark off each other. They wouldn't, since they're all orbiting the sun, so they have to be oppositely charged to the sun. There's only two charges, so they all have to be the same charge. But, all right.
But we have seen two objects that have come close to each other. We have measured those before, right? So we have seen, was it 2 or 3? Actually, no, 300. I think I last looked at this a couple of weeks ago. We have found 300 evidence of black holes, two black holes kind of merging or coming close to each other, and we have measured the gravitational waves from those interactions. So we have seen two very strong objects come close and basically measure the waves of gravity that comes out of it. So how does the electric universe predict that? Like, how does it explain gravitational waves?
It doesn't. You would see something absolutely, completely, totally different when two black holes merge. If they don't have accretion disks, you're not going to see a whole lot in the electromagnetic spectrum. If two black hole charged objects, if those slammed into each other, it would be like the brightest thing in the goddamn sky.
Yeah.
None of this makes any sense. And
for $2, I'm sorry. For $2, ONB says plasma is just a marketing term to sell TVs.
Do we even sell plasma TVs anymore?
LCD is way better anyway.
OELDs, I think we're up to now. So I think plasma was back in the 2000s. That's it. It's old technology. It's defunct.
Yeah, that's true.
Here to look. And what does their documentation tell us? Well, the stories start at a time referred to as the Golden Age. For the Hindus, it was the perfect age. The Iranians called it the Age of the Brilliant Yima. The Chinese, the age of perfect virtue. The Danish,
Oh, is that right?
peace of Aphrodite.
So
I
a
mean,
lot of people have myths
Myths?
about good times.
This is exactly like young Earth creationism. Their evidence is based on myths, mythology, carvings, whatever. Does she actually go through any science at all, or is it just old stuff?
Oh, well, she's gonna have evidence coming up soon, but we'll see. But
I
she
thought
said
this was her
at
evidence.
minute 13, she says, if we look at a multitude of drawings left behind, everything from cave paintings to ancient Egypt tomb writings to Greek art, we see a lot of different symbols that appear in all of them, like the great will of heaven. And she's talking about like the angel with the wheel and the eyes. She talks about that, the great wheel of heaven, she calls it. But I did ask Dr. Kip, who said, yeah, it does translate literally into wheel. But it is also an angel whose name is Wheel. So we talk about the great will of heaven, the lightning sword. In Norse mythology, the star in the crescent, the eye in the hand. What is clear is that these pictures and stories handed down to us from long ago are referencing what people witnessed in the heavens. So, like her evidence, part of her evidence is that people drew stuff and wrote stuff a long time ago that they actually saw. So it's real.
Okay, Harry Potter must be real too.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Someone wrote a book on it,
paradise,
so it
the
must be real.
Garden of Eden. It was a
And there's where we get to the young Earth creationism.
time of peace, stability, and prosperity. The earth was so abundant that men
Hey, this is a
didn't.
question to you guys, because you might have looked at this more than me. I think a number of I've heard this from Gutsy Gibbon and Dr. Dan kind of say this as well, that young Earth creation is like the gateway drug to science denialism. So people who believe in young Earth creationism tend to then become fleurs, and there's like a slide all the way down to the bottom, right? Are people who believe in electric universe most likely to be creationists as well? Because obviously there seems to be this reference to Garden of Eden and all that kind of stuff. Do you think that there is a correlation there?
No, they're a subset of people. Like you actually have to understand some
Less so.
science to, yeah.
That is true. Young Earth creationists don't understand any science. So you got me there, Maya. Yep, that is a fact.
It's also it's a little bit of a different like vibe to it. It's way more like physics focused, and the people who are like
You mean
tend to be
physics here? I haven't seen it yet, but yep.
well,
There's
it's a
physics
topic,
sounding words,
right?
Yeah, they've used the words electrons. Yeah, so I guess that's physics.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, but let me tell you, a lot of people can abuse the word electron. Roger is the most horrific example.
Yes.
So like, no matter what she does with electrons, I'm not going to be phased.
Have to work and lived very long, peaceful lives. A time
How do you
when
know they were
heaven was
peaceful?
close to earth, with one dominant feature of their sky.
I don't know why
the
she's saying this. Like we have documents of how people lived all throughout written history. All throughout written history, life was fucking hard. If you weren't a king or higher up in like the the ranks there, like
Yeah.
you didn't have money to pay for other people to do your bidding. I don't know why I would say I don't know why she thinks that. It is if you get into the woo community, there's a lot of this, right? Where there was a time and a lot of like the stuff she's talking about, like especially in the ancient like the Vedas and stuff like that, there's these cycles. And we're supposedly in the harder cycle, but in like the greatest cycle, like when as you go through the great year, there is where we're all telepathic, we're all in touch with one another. We can, we all have needs and we're in tune with one another, and everything's free. Food, clothing, shelter, like all that, we would just want to give to one another because we understand that we're interconnected and we're all just one. And, life is easy. You would, you're close to your higher self and you think that, you can, is it telekinesis where you like move things with your mind?
Yep.
Yeah, that you could do all that. So you like you don't need to destroy the earth. You can catch, Netflix just by having crystals set in a specific way. And it would, you could just have it like make a, and that's also going to be the new internet, the new telephones, like the new TV. It's all going to be through like this crystal configuration. Probably magnets and electricity are involved. I don't know. But you don't destroy the earth. You live in harmony with it. So I think this is what she's talking about. But again, what I am talking about are people who have seen this with their third eye. There's no data outside of that to back it up.
But vibes, though.
Yeah, all vibes. Totally vibes. Definitely vibes. Yeah, evidence for vibes.
Great wheel of the gods. This wheel is not
right.
what we know as the sun.
So everything was perfect. What comes next? I feel like I know what comes next, though.
Today, it didn't move across the sky. It was stationary, and it wasn't made of just one thing. It was made of three things together. The first was Saturn, what ancient civilizations saw as the first king, the one king before there were any kings on Earth. What? He was such.
Saturn's quite big, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
not as big as the sun, though.
I'm just saying, though.
No, but if it's that big, it must be. How close is Saturn? I don't know how true this drawing is.
Further than Jupiter, and also smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturn is the only planet that would float if you put it in a tub. If you had a tub with a uniform, it doesn't. The analogy is fine. Just don't think about it too much.
Is that because it's gas? Is it mainly gas? Is that why?
Yes, but it happens to be more light. I think it has more like hydrogen and helium, and it's not as cold. And so there's this sweet spot, I guess, in terms of the size compared to like Uranus and Neptune. And then when you get really big, you get enough gravity that you just like are able to pack a whole bunch of things. Jupiter is big. Jupiter is
core, right?
Jupiter is an extremely heavy planet. If Jupiter was twice as heavy as it is, technically the solar system would count as a binary system with it, because the common point of orbit of the sun and Mercury would no longer be inside the sun. It's almost outside the sun, but it's not. It's inside the sun by about 10%.
Saturn's also got those floaties as well. So if it was like the float, it's got those floaties to help it float.
Yeah.
Hey, if my human gets too esoteric, just let me know and I'll shut it down.
No, dude, the limit does not exist.
That he is the one responsible for the paradise here on Earth. The collective memory of the greatness of the Golden Age would be forever remembered with the weekly ritual of Sabbath, the most sacred day of the week, observed on Saturn.
What? God damn it.
Did she got a little... did she put a little block out thing there?
I think she did.
Or Saturn's Day.
She's woke.
That does not look like it's in the photo. That looks like it's put there in Microsoft
been scratched
Paint.
out so that
Is it a heart? Is it a heart shape orange or?
No, I think it's just scratched out.
It's just a little scribble with like the paintbrush tool.
YouTube is like kind of puritanical. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Second is the mother goddess Venus. For the Greeks, Aphrodite. For the Sumerians, Inanna. She is usually referred to as a comet who shone in the sky with awe-inspiring beauty, a beautiful princess with long, fiery hair. But Venus has a dark side. After she is known as the beautiful princess, she transforms into what the Babylonians called the witch star, her locks of beautiful flowing hair changing into wild, chaotic serpents.
Wait, so Venus is made out of snakes?
Venus is Medusa now?
I've looked at Venus. I haven't turned a stone.
Is Jillian here? Jillian's a pagan. Did I miss something? Did you learn anything in pagan school? I don't remember this about Venus. Whoops.
Yeah, but I'm not following what this has got to do with the electric universe. I know we skipped a whole bunch of stuff, but it has Saturn. There's a big picture of Saturn. There's Venus in front of it, and
I'm sure she
I don't know
just
what's going on now.
I'm sure she just hasn't gotten around to it, and we're coming up to it Any minute now, she's
This
going to
is-
bring
this
it all
is going to
together.
be the show. This is going to be the show that convinces us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Finally, third, the warrior or hero god Mars, also known as Hercules, a coyote or raven to the Native Americans, or Horus to the Egyptians.
What about the
All
other one?
born to fight the chaos
Where are you
monster,
getting
the
this?
dragon I mentioned earlier. And there are countless pictures showing these three planets all in horizontal alignment where an arrow could pierce the hearts of the gathered powers. Enter a guy named Immanuel Velikovsky, a
Hey,
Russian
hey, look, I told you. Like, this guy, oh my God, he's making a comeback in a lot of.
Who is he, Maya? Who is he?
Hmm?
I've never heard of him. Who is he? Can you explain?
I would love to.
Velikovsky. I've never heard of him.
I've heard of him, but I would not be able to do the thing.
Yeah,
We come across a lot of like silly nonsense in this, and
Yep.
I actually commit a shockingly little amount of it to memory.
no, like shockingly, he's
like
not
shockingly.
kidding. Like the amount that he retains shocks me. Because we just talked about. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
All right. Stop talking. Immanuel Velikovsky was a Russian American writer and psychoanalyst known for his controversial theories about ancient history and the solar system. His most famous work, Worlds and Collisions, that was a book, proposed that Earth experienced close encounters with Venus and Mars in the past, causing global catastrophes recorded in myths and legends. These ideas were met with intense criticism from the scientist community. He argued that the solar system is not static, but has experienced dramatic relative recent events, including the ejaculation of Venus from Jupiter as a comet-like planet. And then he interpreted ancient myths and legends as literal accounts of those planetary encounters rather than symbolic narratives.
I think he got that a bit mixed up. Like, as from what I understand, it should be from Jupiter to Venus that the ejaculation happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Well, you know what? That's smart.
Venus.
Roger said that.
I went to his university. I got a degree there.
Yeah. So this guy.
Yeah.
American psychoanalyst and writer who went back into ancient texts of mythology and proposed a mind-blowing theory. What?
I mean, man, I really need to finish the book I'm writing with Titan, where we just create a whole new branch of pseudoscientific nonsense. Because I feel like I could blow people's minds.
If
Right,
during the mythical gold.
Wait, somebody was on here who said that somebody already wrote the book that you and Titan wanted to write.
They did. Oh, I can't remember what it was.
Right.
But
yeah, and
it was shockingly on point.
Yeah.
Fairly recent too.
And
Golden
it's
Age.
bothering me. Go ahead.
But I could do it better, okay? You know why? Because I'm science royalty.
The play button though.
Earth was a satellite of another planet, a gas giant, Saturn. Meaning we once, within the time span of human history, had an entirely different planetary arrangement. We take the
I don't know why she would think that.
We orbited Saturn. Is that what she's saying now?
Yes.
No, she's saying that Saturn and Jupiter swapped in like how far away they were. And that's not we did not know how far away they were until Kepler. Kepler, I think, was the one who basically figured out, like, is that true? Okay, that might not be true.
I don't think that's true. How would he know? Like, based on telescopes, he wouldn't be able to tell.
You don't actually know how far but they did have like the epicycle system. I don't know if that incorporated distance, actually. Now that I think about it, you could probably
estimate it based on how long it takes to orbit the sun, right? So presumably, the longer the orbit, the further away it is. I would guess. I don't know, but I assume that that's how to calculate it.
Yeah, if you think that things that are farther away orbit slower, that's actually not obvious depending on what your model is. Like for
You're
a
right. So
spring,
I'll have to know the speed. Yeah. Okay.
it would be different than for gravity. Gravity it works that way, and it has a very very particular relationship between distance and orbital period. But that's one of Kepler's laws.
Yeah.
And that gives you all the relative distances. If you have parallax, so if you have people, if you have good enough, measurements and you can do parallax, then you could actually get a distance estimate independent, but you still have to know how far away the Earth is from the sun. And that is, I don't know if you could solve for that without, maybe, I'm sorry.
Ancient historians at their word with their descriptions of what actually happened, a very different picture of early history emerges. But thankfully, we don't have to rely solely on their word. We have the pictures to back it up. Now, I'm pretty sure that what I'm about to lay out for you is going to blow the minds of some of you. Sure.
Oh,
I'm waiting.
yeah. I'm. I don't think she means blow your mind in a good way. I just want to.
No, I think she does mean that. I don't think that's how it's going to pan out, though.
Okay,
Blew
fair.
my mind. So remember that everything that I'm about to describe comes directly from historical records, ancient drawings, and art, or
Okay.
both. So just
I
ask
want to
yourself,
say really quick that ancient art is not a historic. I mean,
It's not historical.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call that a historical record per
It's not
se.
scientific. It's not
She
evidence.
said
but-
and.
And also, like,
Throwing it all in there.
history has not. I really, 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 really wish that people understood that the way that we think about history is insanely recent. That it just has not been a thing. Like that people would want to know, like that we would value accuracy when detailing the things that are going on. That's insanely recent, and I wish that was more well known, like in the common parlance, but it's not, and so we're getting this.
Yeah.
But it's even more basic than that,
What?
Maya, isn't it? Like you can't take historical art drawings as any sort of scientific evidence for your theory. If your theory is proposed to be a replacement for gravity, so a actual scientific theory in terms of the scientific definition of the word theory, so supported by lots of facts and evidence, etc. If you're trying to replace that with electric universe and your backing or your evidence of that is drawings and historical art or whatever, I just don't think you have any evidence at all. So even forget the definition of history, what you are providing as evidence is sorely lacking. Like it's nothing.
Yeah, and oh my God, I think I don't know if we skipped over it or what, but well, we must have because earlier she was saying that um something shitting on gravity, and all scientists have are is math, and I was just like, wait, what?
And observations.
Yeah,
We have the stuff that we're using the math as a tool to help describe. And by the way, you can do a lot of science without doing any math, right? To do physics at the level that we can do physics at, you absolutely need math. It's not an option. People who say it's an option don't know what they're talking about. They just don't.
Okay, at minute 5:24 it says, but cosmologists keep marching forward with only math to back their theories.
Oh,
And-
well,
Only math.
524, guess who we have on screen?
couldn't make to the theoretical possibility of black holes. Interestingly enough, even Einstein couldn't make that leap. He calls the theory unconvincing and says that they do not exist in the
They're talking about the existence of black holes. So general relativity, the mathematics leads to a prediction of black holes. Schwarzschild was the first guy to figure it out. But it was viewed as probably a point maybe where the theory becomes theoretical, like other things would prevent it from happening or something.
Yeah.
So
80,
that's
80
Even
that's what
Einstein
they're
couldn't make
discussing
that leap.
Yeah, Vandy, 80 years ago, right? But I think, what was it, back in 2015, we've actually, no, not 2018, it was only like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes, we have imaged black holes. They exist.
Black holes now. We can see it now. We have actually imaged one or two black holes already. So it's not speculation.
It is not speculation. Categorically, it is not. Black holes exist.
Yeah.
But they just seemed implausible at the time. Like,
yep.
Yeah. No, I remember.
He calls the theory unconvincing and says,
"Sorry."
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, we're getting up to it, but like, I don't know if you remember, but I remember articles coming out and like everybody talking about like, oh my God, we have a black hole in the center of our universe, and they think that there might be black holes in the center of every universe. And people's minds were like, or galaxies. I'm sorry, yeah, not. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I mean, it blew everybody's mind. Like, what? Are you kidding? Black holes are real and they're here.
I want
to say that was in the 90s.
Yeah, I think so. When I was learning about it, it was I did not learn about it with the like ironclad. Yeah, these definitely exist. There's one there. It's Sagittarius A star. Mm-hmm. Like we've imaged entire orbits of a couple of the nearby stars to it at this point. But at that time, they would have only gotten the first like few frames. So it's something that like by 2010, it was. There was something very much like black holes.
I think Vandy and Maya, I think what we can conclude from listening to this video is that this lady is speaking out of a brown hole. 100%.
So Morgan says Earth is a black hole. We're just standing on the surface of it. Is that a movie reference I'm missing? Or
I don't know. I'm not. Right. I don't. Yeah.
They do not exist in the real world. But cosmologists keep marching forward with only math to back their theories.
And observations. Let me find it. Hold on. This is a cool picture.
I'm so sorry I brought this up.
No, well, too bad.
But it's the only maths as well that I kind of take offense to. Like, maths is actually quite a very strong piece of evidence by itself. You can't just say it's only maths and then dismiss it, basically.
No, yeah. You only have math to back up.
Yeah, it's only math. Forget about it.
Only math, yeah. Fuck that shit. I when I saw it, I was just like, I think I listened to it twice, and I'm like, wait, what? But yeah,
This is so these images were taken over decades. Like you can see when suddenly the new telescope replaced the old one. These are stars, individual stars, and one of them makes an entire orbit around the black hole. That one right there. It goes shlump, and all of the rest of these are also curving around it. Even the ones that look like they're going straight, like there are small like deviations and stuff. And you can use all that and be like, okay.
But Vanny,
the black hole's right here, and it's this big because.
And look at how strong that gravity has to be to make that star accelerate really fast around whatever. So look how it has
the
to
black
be.
hole's like right there because
this is a star that it's accelerated so fast and it slows down. It's got to be some sort of really strong gravitational force, right?
Like this is frame by frame here.
Yeah.
And oh man, like we get the upgraded telescope like on this frame, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's another like this flashes for a frame. Like that could be a lensing of something behind it, but it's this is so cool.
It is. I love this.
And it's like it's over a period of like 20 years, I think, is what we're seeing there.
That's crazy. That is super fast.
Because it's a star. It's not a planet around a star. It's way further away. Like one pixel on this screen is larger than the solar system, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, it would have to be.
And we can detect that shit. That's cool. And these people, she seems like she might just, not have had the greatest influences in terms of whatever. But there's a lot of grifters out there that are just like, oh, we don't know anything about it. All the stars appear fixed in place. Those stars don't appear fixed in place.
All right, so I know how you are about me staying in my lane. So Morgan says it's a fact that there's electricity in outer space. Look at the magnetic sphere, and it's a perfect comparison to a magnetar star. Do you want to respond to that?
It's a fact that there's electricity in outer space. Yeah, that's true. No, nobody denies that.
Yeah.
A magnetar, though, it is a perfect comparison to a magnetar. No, magnetars are very, very strongly magnetized pulsars, if I remember correctly. They are, I think, still hypothetical. But we don't know exactly if it also, it's one of these things that it depends on where you define the magnetic field, because your typical pulsar is going to have it.
Magnetars are a rare type of neutron star with extremely powerful magnetic fields.
Yeah, but extremely there is already what do you mean by extremely? Because the magnetic field of a normal neutron star that isn't extreme, except for in the ways that neutron stars just fucking are, is going to have a crazy strong magnetic field at its surface already.
So it said they're ultra dense objects formed from the collapsed cores of massive stars and can emit intense bursts of X-rays, gamma rays, and sometimes even causing starquakes and fast radio bursts. So yeah, again, I know what a neutron star is. I know what a pulsar is. This is not something I'm familiar with.
The magnetosphere of Earth is not comparable to this.
No, yeah, no.
It's
just 100 trillion times stronger than Earth's.
But this person's comment here, right, is there's a big jump between saying there is electricity in outer space to saying that electricity is causing.
No, everybody believes that. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Plasma all around basically everywhere that we see in basic plasma in the stars, but we've got plasma between the space. So there's that, right? But to say electricity then causes our planet to orbit the sun, or I think earlier she kind of said it created the whole universe or whatever it is. There is a big jump between that comment this person's saying to basically what this lady's asserting, that electricity is the reason why we have everything we have today. I don't see that jump. I don't understand how.
I don't understand how the two sentences are related.
We absolutely agree that there's electricity. It accounts for a lot of things. You have to be precise about how you account for it, because if you have a weak plasma and a magnetic field, even if it's very, very, very weak, that is going to cause, on average, a potential rotation in the polarization of light coming from certain sources, due to the Faraday effect. And you absolutely have to keep these things in mind, but that's not how planets work. Planets don't become planets because of electricity. They become planets, they clump up because of gravity. It's because of gravity. Nothing else fits the role.
Hey, May, I've got to say thank you again for inviting me today. My experience with pseudoscience has been very much young Earth creationism. This is completely new to me, and I'm really enjoying myself because I can see it's been a very charged topic. It's sparking my interest. Sorry.
In the 1930s,
well, we've done that before. Can we go back to? I think we're at 21.
Yeah, but let me give it 5 seconds for the bingo square.
Remember, Fritz Zwicky has a problem.
All right, that's Fritz Wiki for bingo. It happens to be a bingo square, I noticed.
Works for me.
I clicked away. We were
we're at the end of the. I want to say we're at 20 something. This is fine.
Well, we're talking about Saturn, I think.
The ancient historians at their...
If we take the ancient historians at their word,
ancient historians being cave people who drew things.
The Earth is flat.
That would be The Earth is flat.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm not.
We're asking you, Maya. Prove us wrong.
No, I'm in Australia,
Yes.
right? So I'm not falling over.
Oh
It's
no,
not-
you don't exist.
No,
You're
but-
too inconvenient.
That's true. That's true.
Their word with their descriptions of what actually happened, a very different picture of early history emerges. But thankfully, we don't have to rely solely on their word. We have the pictures to back it up. Now, I'm pretty sure that what I'm about to lay out for you is going...
Because we don't need math.
Yeah.
we have the pictures.
We can AI generate some pictures if you can't find any, yeah.
If there's anybody out there that doesn't understand why we're relying more on math than pictures, I mean, pictures can only go so far, right? Like if you're trying to create a predictive model, you need the math to back it up. I'm just saying.
Maya, they've got pictures, Maya, but we've got something better. We've got the son of a famous physicist in Alberta.
Grandson. My father was a lung doctor.
My apologies. A famous physicist of his own, a grandson of another famous physicist. So tell me a little bit more about your grandfather, Vandy.
Oh my God. Ian,
I did not ask for this chat.
Ian, you're roboting. I'm like, is Ian roboting for anybody else? Ian
is roboting, but
yeah, like you might accidentally fall off, and it's totally not my fault.
But you know what? Let's do it. Let's talk about my grandfather and his connection to Trump. So here's the deal.
For fuck's sake! All right, here
what are you gonna
go. Maya kicks Bandy for whatever that square is. Is that a free square? It should be a free square. Just click the goddamn play button. And so help me God, I will hop a plane and find you, and I will be with an Aussie spider.
Screen and also the video. There we go.
Of some of you sure blew my mind. So remember that everything that I'm about to describe comes directly from historical records, ancient drawings, and art, or both. So just ask yourself, what if? The solar system we know today is made up of 9 planets. First Mercury, then Venus,
I didn't
Earth.
see you guys asking people what if, or asking yourselves what if. Because apparently that is so much greater than evidence.
Maya, I spend all of my time asking myself, what if? Like, both professionally and personally. And personally, it's like, what if I tried to overthrow Maya? And I think about it for 2 seconds, and it just ends in pain. So I don't try.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like when Doctor Strange was like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. And he was just like, no, you've come to die. And, blows him into obliteration.
You can't fight it.
Yeah, but are you implying that I'm that stubborn? Because I'll take it.
No.
You know Doctor Strange
the problem is
interaction.
You don't have a time gem, so you can't.
I mean,
it would just be that one interaction.
I can just come week after week after week after week, Maya.
You've come to die.
I am dead.
And Mars, Jupiter, then Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and finally, distant Pluto. Yes,
Pluto's not always farther away.
I still consider poor Pluto a planet.
Good for you.
In the ancient planetary system, they only knew of 4: Saturn, Venus, Mars, and Earth.
They absolutely knew about Jupiter. That is absurd. And they also knew about Mercury. That is also absurd. What are you... What?
I think it's how far back you go, Vandy, because I think those are the 4 you can actually see with your naked eye.
No, you can see Jupiter. If you can see Saturn, you can see Jupiter. And you can also see Mercury at the right time because it's near the sun.
I've seen Mercury.
Yeah.
You have to catch it you have to catch it in the Mercury and Venus. You have to catch it in the morning.
Exactly, because they're closer to the sun.
What about Uranus, Vandy? Can you see Uranus?
Not without a mirror.
He's in the goddamn chat.
Huh?
He's in the goddamn chat.
Oh yeah,
Oh
and it's
well,
very
no,
tight.
yeah, but that's the tight one.
That's a thing.
I keep it loose.
Yeah.
We like the tight
Saturn
one.
is seen as a huge stationary body at the celestial pole, the single point in the
Wow. Okay, so Saturn absolutely does not exist at the. What are you talking about?
Wouldn't Saturn be moving? It's a planet, right?
Not if it's at the celestial pole, but yes, you're absolutely right. Because it is
Celestial
moving.
pole?
What she's saying makes no damn sense. It makes.
I don't understand. No, you're right. I don't
is
understand
seen
what
as
she's
a
saying.
huge stationary body at the celestial pole, the single
Well,
point in the
Saturn
sky
has a
where everything
huge
rotates.
pole, basically. He's a body with a huge pole. That's what I got out of this. Maya, care to kind of maybe correct me here? Saturn.
Wait, you were kind of roboting. What's the question?
No, I was just sorry about that. I was just saying. So Saturn's normally depicted as some sort of god, like a god of war or something. Is that what Saturn is? So
Yeah,
he's
Saturn's.
got a huge body with a huge pole. Is what I'm hearing from this lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on which god, but in Roman mythology, Saturn is the god of agricultural wealth, liberation, and the golden age.
Oh, good. With a huge pole. Yep.
With a huge pull. Yes, Saturn
Yeah.
does have a huge pull. And we approve.
So, Dither in the chat, Saturn's rings were discovered in maybe the 600 when I think Galileo discovered them or something like that.
Yeah. He was the one that
but
said Saturn has ears.
Yeah, but Saturn has been visible throughout antiquity.
It's around it. So from our point of view, it never moves. Saturn, Venus, Mars, and Earth all move together in a line.
They do not. They do not all
They
move together
never
in a
have.
line.
The important thing is that they never have. So I don't even know what this theory is.
Mars is famous for having a particularly perplexing behavior where it normally goes around in a particular way, but then at a certain time, when they line up correctly, it appears to go backwards in the sky and then back forward. So it's like it's going woo, woo, woo. It's called retrograde motion. And she looks like she's going to eat my soul.
As the group simultaneously revolves around the sun. This planet group circles around its own center of gravity, and they're extremely close together, close enough to interact with each other gravitationally and electrically.
None of this makes any sense. It makes no sense.
Venus can be seen right in the middle of Saturn, and Mars is right in front of Venus, and they all appear as giants in the sky because all...
This is not what they look like. Where is she getting this? It's just... This doesn't make any sense.
There are drawings, lots of drawings, and
could she show some, please?
And also, is this the circles on the sides of the stick figures? I'm still trying to figure out why she showed those.
Me too, because like I maybe want to talk with them about hula hoops. I'm a hula hoop aficionado, and those look like hula hoop people.
All four planets are pretty close together, relatively speaking.
No, not relative. Relatively speaking, when we're talking about the length scale of like solar system, they're not. They're literally not.
Jupiter is there too, but it's behind Saturn, so you can't see it.
Bro, if Jupiter and Saturn switch places, you'd still see Jupiter. That would not be a problem.
No, Jupiter would be the one you saw.
Jupiter's big.
I mean, it's kind of like Pluto and Chiron. Like it just, that would be the one you saw. Sorry.
I don't even know why I'm trying to make sense of what she's saying, but is what she's saying that when the Earth orbits around the sun, it's orbiting in lockstep with all these planets, and therefore we will never see Jupiter because, it's just orbiting like this.
I think so. I think she thinks that the Earth is here, one's here, here, and they go around like that.
Like this, basically, yeah. Like a sundial.
Which is like I showed a picture earlier or a video of stars moving around the black hole. That's not how they move. The closer ones move a lot faster. They move faster, like in an absolute sense. If they just stopped and kept moving off in a circle, they would be moving faster. Not just that it's a smaller radius and so it looks like they go around faster. They are moving faster. It's Kepler's third law.
Yeah. Okay.
The entire system is moving through a diffuse cloud of gas illuminated by our current sun. What that means for us is that there is no clear distinction of night and day, just an ever-present, never-changing, hazy dimness. At some
And is there any evidence that that's ever how, that worked? Because they got Stonehenge here. That's what's going on down at the bottom is Stonehenge. And I don't think Stonehenge existed in a perpetual haze. Like, the sun in the summer rises early and sets late, but it's not always up.
So everything is a haze, and yet you can see the stars and the planets in the skies. Is that? And I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't understand this.
Neither do they. So
Exactly. And you're trying too hard, though, right? You gotta open your mind, as she said, and
you gotta open it so much that it falls out, splats on the floor, and you gotta get like a broom and just pour it back in and just go with that.
Oh my goodness.
dimness. At some point, gaseous material or dust stretches from Venus outward toward Saturn. At first, these radiating streams would appear as either a 3 or 4-pointed star-like pattern. Over time, the dust cloud we're floating through dissipates, and a more clearly defined cycle of night and day begins.
What are you talking about? Oh, God.
is your brain melting again?
Yes!
I don't even know.
Now we can.
Look, it's look. All right. I don't have a drink thing, but I do think it's like time for what does Vaz do? Like 1, 2, 1, 2,
1,
3,
2, 3, 4.
Get fucked up. Get fucked up. Yeah. Drink break. All right. Or smoke break. For those of you who are so inclined.
Or a Clorox break. Don't drink Clorox.
Well, don't drink.
Also see
kids.
Don't do it.
Crescent of light on the edge of Saturn, created from the light from the sun. And as the Earth rotates on its axis, the crescent visually turns around the polar center. But things start to change. The somewhat stable streams coming from Venus toward Saturn start to multiply.
This is almost like instead of like taking what let's assume all this historical stuff is true, right? Normally what happens is you look at the evidence and you formulate a hypothesis based on the evidence, right? But from what she's doing, she's looking at her evidence, the historical art or whatever, and she's making up a story to fit that evidence. You get what I mean? She's going, well, I've seen art that has these lines that are coming out of it, so it must be gas lines,
For the record, unsuccessfully. She's unsuccessfully making up a story because her story doesn't fit the evidence.
100% is all bullshit, but she's not doing the scientific bottom-up approach. She's just fitting some story into what she can see. It doesn't make sense.
Whoops, sorry.
Signs of changes to the electrical connection between the two, as Mars starts to get pushed around by energy fluctuations known as resonance. And keep in mind, too, that the look...
Energy fluctuations are not another word for resonance, okay? You haven't demonstrated sufficient understanding of the basic concept of frequency for me to even get into the topic of resonance, lady. So, you know what? Get good.
Of the electrical streams between Venus and...
For $5, Brilliant says, look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Thank you, Brilliant.
Saturn would change depending on what part of the world you're looking at it from. This differential might change the interpretation by human eyes from a flower to a clamshell.
What?
Yeah, that also sounds like what astigmatism and coma might do.
Yes.
I don't even know what that means. Wait, can you go back? Yeah, can you go back? Like, I don't know.
The interpretation by human eye.
Human eye.
Human eye. Oh. So we're back to the "this looks like, so it is" fallacy of evidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
From a flower to a clamshell.
By the way, that literally is one of the more common ways that an image can get distorted. Like, you can get streaking and stuff if you have kurtosis, for example. And then also if you have, a bunch of like spherical aberration or something and it's off center, then you'll also get this might be coma. I can't remember exactly because I never actually took an optics class, which is weird considering my day job.
As Mars's orbit starts to wobble and oscillate back and forth between us and Venus, it appears to come down from its central position as it moves closer to the Earth. It returns to its spot.
Wait, hold on. So they don't all behave in lockstep, is what you're saying. So you lied to me. So that was a fucking lie.
I think the technical term for this is a fucking grift, which lies go in there, yeah. But it's
Is that yellow supposed to be Saturn? Is that yellow thing supposed to be Saturn,
I think
right?
No, I think it's Jupiter. I could
But she
be
said
wrong
you
though.
can't see Jupiter because Jupiter's behind this lockstep thing. So that's what she said, right? You can't see Jupiter because Jupiter was behind all of these planets.
Yeah,
So
Jupiter is behind the planet Saturn, which
So Saturn, Venus, Mars, and Earth all move together in a line.
Bright rings.
Okay, so
so
the round is somebody standing on Earth, and then there's Venus, Mars, and Saturn. So
that yellow thing is Venus or Saturn?
Saturn.
I would assume Saturn because
Venus.
Saturn is actually the largest.
Yep.
But I don't know what the fuck she thinks.
Well, yeah, but this is what I'm trying to give a little bit of credence to what this lady is.
You want to do that, don't you?
No, time out. Don't do that. Why are you like this?
You're like this. You are the one that is always.
Yeah, but I'm adorable and
now
naive,
you see
Maya.
my pain.
Am I liking it again? Sorry about that. I was saying
No. You are great. You're being excellent.
Maya was yelling at me because she thinks that I shouldn't, be.
He's too
be
nice
charitable.
to grifters.
I'm keeping my options for the future open, Maya. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle, then comes down even more, growing bigger to us here on Earth every time it does. When it visually drops below Venus, we can now see a contrail.
Wait, hold on. What color do you guys think rain is? Because rain is definitely like a purplish taupe, but I wouldn't call it purple.
Of material stretching between.
Clear?
Plebeian.
Okay.
Mars and Venus. As it continues to descend and actually get closer to us, a contrail of gas and dust begins to make its way towards Earth. Venus and Mars both start moving side to side, the trail of gas, ice, and debris spiraling between the two planets. Side to side, the trail of gas,
what
ice, and
happening?
debris spiraling between.
What? Why? What is happening here? Why is it not going
There's a
forward?
trail of gas, ice, and debris spiraling between two planets. Duh.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's what they did. They were like, okay, I'm gonna draw this in, and then I'm gonna fill it in with blue because I saw a thing on what looks like an Egyptian based on like the body posture of doing like the this thing.
That's hair, right? Oh, I don't know. I'm confused.
Aren't we all?
Eventually,
Like
the
all these
spiraling.
chaotic motions
Yeah,
of-
I mean, well, clearly it's a planet.
Oh, it's melting.
Spiraling materials that gather into rings around Venus, and it is not his hair, even though it just looks like it is because
sperm.
he likes positioning his hair in ways that makes it looks like it's spiraling material gathering in around the rings of Venus, because Venus has rings apparently.
material gathers into a ring around Venus.
You're just making this up.
Eventually, the spiraling material gathers.
Let's put a yin yang here, and then also put, a white
Let's
dot
put
and a
things
red
that
dot,
are
and
let's put circles on the screen, and therefore, what I'm talking about makes any fucking sense.
because vibes.
Look, they just look like titties to me. They don't look like yin yang. To me, it just looks like titties.
Titties.
I mean,
no,
we
yeah,
do
we've seen it.
we stand some nitties here.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Nitty hasn't been here. He would have seen a lot of titties. This is why Nitty leads the titty mob. But
Nitty was hanging out with a scholar and some moron last night, so he's probably too tired.
Did you tucker the poor guy out last night?
Maybe.
Into a ring around Venus. As our whole little system moves through space, that appearance of the band changes dramatically.
What are you talking
Mars
about?
continues bouncing up and down, or getting closer and retreating, with trails of atmosphere and other material stretching closer toward the Earth with each descent. Eventually, Mars gets close enough that this material trail reaches the Earth with Armageddon-like effects. When the dust...
That totally happened.
Okay, Maya, the only reason I'm not skipping ahead is because this, is so content dense. But we gotta get to this evidence part. Because I need to know.
Literally
time for that.
Settles, we see Mars moving away again, but taking a stream of gas and dust with it, making it look like the apex of an illuminated column.
That's not how that works. No. If crap goes into the atmosphere and whacks the Earth, it doesn't just away again. If it did, then you could walk over there and you would get schlupped up by Mars. That's not how it works. If a thing hits the Earth, one, everybody in that area is dead. If it's that size. And two, it ain't going back to Mars. You're just gonna get this whole big stringy tail that's gonna peter off into whatever. It doesn't. Mars is not like the giant ship in Spaceballs that has a suck and a blow thing. Okay.
He had to take a breath to finish the goddamn sentence.
Venus gradually opens. The 4 streams of comet-like material start to radiate from Venus toward Saturn again, and the material stretching from Mars to Earth retreats. But the once unmoving configuration is no longer stable and collapses, with Saturn...
There's Jupiter.
Hey, yeah. Well, it was hiding behind Saturn because apparently they're the same size now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Moving off, revealing Jupiter for the first time to the eyes watching from here on Earth.
Give me a year. When did that happen, please?
You're just itching to get to the evidence, aren't you?
Surprise! Another huge planet! Not surprisingly, these celestial events are followed by a period of great confusion and upheaval.
When?
After all, we just witnessed the king of our skies disappear. And
what are you talking about?
Moving off.
Saturn's right there. It's still bigger than Jupiter. It's just up there in this you have
and Venus has rings now, which I mean, it's anything can get into your Roche limit and create a ring, but I want to know when this. Yeah, like you said, when was that? When did Venus have the rings and not Saturn? Because it's a thing that could have happened. Can we get a timestamp? God, what the hell? When did this happen?
By the way, Kip, you're right. Saturn is behind Jupiter. And I'm also not an astrophysicist, just to remind you, because you seem to need it all the time. I'm not an astrophysicist, I'm an atomic physicist. And I have definitely, probably, maybe written more books than you.
revealing Jupiter for the first.
Wow, I've got to get that mic drop. Like, oh, all the guys falling down. Like, holy shit! All right.
time to the eyes watching from here on Earth. Surprise! Another huge planet! Not surprisingly, these celestial events are followed by a period of great confusion.
I would love to know what the fuck she's talking about. I mean, our earliest writings have always had Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Venus, and I want to say Mercury. Yeah, 5. Like we've always known about those 5. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, when there would have been a time that we thought Jupiter and Saturn, like, where Jupiter would have been a surprise.
No, there was never a time when Jupiter was a surprise. In fact, Jupiter is named Jupiter, which, like, Jupiter is the Roman version, or whatever, I don't know exactly how this works, but of Zeus. So if it had been named after the Greek names, it would have been named Zeus. The biggest one, like, Mars is, because Mars is, like, noticeably and observably, even to the naked eye, like, reddish. So,
in Greek mythology, Jupiter's equivalent is Zeus. So I think Jupiter's Roman, and then Greek.
I think all of the planets are Roman names. So, like, Mercury is,
that makes sense,
Hermes. Venus, I actually can't remember. Aphrodite. Mars is Aries. Jupiter is Zeus. Saturn, I can't remember.
If you're trying to get to the evidence part,
we just witnessed the king of our skies disappear. And as Venus is moving around looking for her new place in the sky, the band and radiating material between her and Mars collapses, spiraling and scattering into whirling patterns.
What are you talking about?
The linear configuration, now visually dominated by Jupiter, actually comes back for a while. But again, falls apart with all 5 planets, including Earth, moving into a new, more remote equilibrium. What an epic idea.
What do you...
I don't know why anybody would have ever had that idea in the history of ever.
Because the reason you would have that idea is if that's what the data showed, and that's not what the data shows, so...
I mean, No, I don't know where she's getting this. Okay. Yeah, I think Holly sums up my thoughts on all that.
What?
How long do you reckon it would take? You've got 4 or 5 planets that are moving everywhere, basically, right? How long do you think it would take? Let's assume that's true, but how long do you think it would take for these planets, with all the forces and its vectors that are going pretty much everywhere, it looks like it's coming from a central explosion, to settle into the orbits that we see today? Because it can't be, she said human history, it can't be 10,000 years.
No.
Oh, that's a great question. So you have to think about, like, where the planets formed. So when the sun formed, most of the, like, gas and stuff, like, all focused into the big hot ball in the center, but some of the rest of it, which became the planets, settled into a disk that went around, a protoplanetary and protostellar disk. And eventually you get concretions that, build up, and 8 of those became what are now the 8 named planets. Sorry, Pluto. But
you also get the 2 belts. So which
the
ostensibly could have been planets if Jupiter wasn't so fucking big. And
Jupiter, exactly. What Maya emphasized there is absolutely right. Jupiter is, like, the big game in town, other than the sun, obviously. The big game in town. Jupiter pulls around all the other planets. I think Saturn and Mars are both in a resonance with Jupiter. That it sort of pulled them into. But to answer your question, how long was the process of sort of forming the planets and then having them move around until they settled into mostly their present orbits? They would have formed and migrated mostly over the course of about 100 million years. And
Ish.
but we don't know the thing about, like, they're fairly stable, but if we play time back, I don't know when we lose confidence in where it is. It's not 4 billion
Yeah.
years. We cannot just track that back that far.
We've
because
tried.
it's an n-body problem, and if you add one extra digit of precision in your computation, you get a totally different answer. So there's a point at which, like, if you just
There's a lot of
rerun the
shit going
same
on too.
yeah,
Um,
you get other
like,
answers.
I mean, because when you like look at kind of like everything that's going on, we have planets like that are turning really slowly, the planets that are turning backward, just these weird, the orbits that they're in should be more stable or than they are. There is a whatever happened. I'm thinking like there had to be something huge. I mean, we also know about the late great bombardment that. I mean, I guess things. I don't know that it would have. I don't know if it would have shifted. Would it shifted? We can't know. But like
the late heavy bombardment, yeah,
yeah,
it's like giant stuff was smacking into the planet.
right.
Any one of those, almost negligible. Almost. The thing
Almost.
is, though, over the course of 4 billion years, negligible blows up into things being in completely different locations, and
Right,
it happens
right.
like once it happens a little bit, 4 orbits later, it's all predictive power is gone, basically.
So yeah, I mean, we can't rewind and get everything back. We actually can't go forward either and get everything the way it is.
Exactly. We
So
can't
there,
do either because we don't have enough
right.
precision.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm not an astrologist, and I don't know. It'd be an interesting. We have to ask. Dr. Parks is going to be on in a couple of weeks. Got to ask him that question because I think it's apparent that there was something huge that came in and disrupted the solar system, and probably more than once. That got things.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
where they are. It's just weird, and it. I don't know. I think it's not fantastic, but what's the word I'm looking
Fascinating.
for? Fascinating. Thank you, God. But it's something we're still trying to work to. I don't. A lot of that stuff. It's hard to say that we'll ever get an answer for.
It's one of the things, like, we know a lot. We can predict the orbits. We can predict when an eclipse is going to occur
Yeah.
1,000 years from now.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
But getting back to your question, I think was something about like, will the planet? I actually did ask a lot of people this, and I went, I looked it up online too, and it's just like they don't think the planets are ever going to be in a straight line, and
Not all
like,
8.
ever, yeah,
You have to put error bars on it. Yeah.
yeah, and also, yeah. I mean, you can get. I want to say 3, 4 is a lot, but well, we've seen 4 in my 3. I'm sorry, we've seen 3 in my lifetime. It was Jupiter, Saturn, and another one. I went Mars, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It was probably Mars. Don't quote me on that. It was back in the
If
90s.
it was Venus would have been on the opposite side, or Jupiter, Venus, and Mars could all be on the other side of the sun.
Yeah, I don't want to say it wasn't Venus. I know it was definitely Jupiter and Saturn, and it was I could just like fucking look it up. But I mean, yeah, and that's actually 3 isn't, it's not common, but it's not uncommon. It's way more common than getting 4, and 5 is just insane. But all 8, yeah, they're saying that it'll never happen. They've done calculations like both in the like it's never happened and will never happen. I haven't done them myself, but like certainly what she's saying is just abject bullshit.
Okay, Maya, I did not bring this up, but misinterpretations in the chat
Yes.
brought up the fact that my grandfather was in fact Donald Trump's uncle's. Sorry, professor. He was his first graduate student, and she's gone. But they also became actually very good friends and co-founded High Voltage Engineering Corporation together, with another partner. So.
Well, my name's
name's Kent Hovind. Call me Dr. T-Rex. I don't get evolution. It's too darn complex. As such, it takes some time to read a book or two, but there ain't no making money learning something new. I was a high school teacher. Science is my game. If you step to me, I'll put you all to shame. Not a doggone thing my PowerPoint can't solve. I got a million slides that never have evolved. Those atheists are living in a hazy fog. They know a dog never could produce an odd dog. Water, otter, Satan on my rhymes. Creationist to be the first of my kind.
I love it.
Oh wow, are you all done? That was fascinating. Thank you,
No, I paused.
Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. And the Sinister Porpoise has been a cult member for 13 months. Oh my God. Thank you, ma'am. Please enjoy your weasels, your nitties, and vaginas. And hey, have we gotten to the part where she's going to produce her evidence? Because I know that everybody has been.
And I know what you're thinking. No way. This is way too far out there to possibly be real. Show me some evidence. Obviously, we have no direct evidence of this series of events.
We have no direct evidence of this series of events. You know what we do have, though, is evidence of what the stars were doing during that time and the planets. People measured them, and So we do have direct evidence, and it says that you're wrong. Sorry.
None of us were there to witness it, and those that were didn't have the technology to record.
They had writing! Like...
All we have...
They had paper, they had ink. What more do you need? Or papyrus, or parchment, or whatever. But close enough.
Is circumstantial hearsay. So far. But arguments have been won on circumstantial evidence. So what if I told you there's more? To find it, we just have to turn our attention back to Mars. For a long time, scientists thought Mars was a geological...
And we just have to turn our attention back to Mars. This is the evidence. This is labeled evidence. Am I right?
Yes. We have been in the evidence portion for like a minute, 45 seconds.
Wow.
It's very painful.
All this evidence.
Logically dead rock with a worn down surface. But since we started sending probes over there in the 60s, we've been pleasantly surprised by the interesting features found there.
I mean, not that surprised. If we were that surprised, we wouldn't have sent any probes.
He said probes. For $2, Sinister Purpose says 17 more years to catch up to my time as a Mormon. Oh, goodness. Thank you.
I want to be a Mormon. I want my own planet.
Now, geologists look at the many mountains and valleys and apply the same geological principles that apply to Earth. Like, the mountains must have been formed by volcanoes.
Yeah, that's not a new concept. The idea, I mean, the philosophical application of uniformitarianism would not be groundbreaking here.
Oh, Sinister Purpose has a question for you.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't read that. All I see is hate.
But the formations we see there do not match our understanding of volcanoes. So either...
I'm not surprised if they don't match your understanding of volcanoes. That would not surprise me at all.
The geological rules are different on Mars, or they were built by a different force.
No, neither of those. You're just wrong about the first thing.
Mars has a very famous and easily recognizable feature, Valles Marineris.
Okay.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, that's the thing that's like a really deep trench and deeper than anything on Earth. And
yep.
So
the Grand Canyon of Mars.
Does that mean, is that like like not an umbilical cord, but like the belly button? Is this how we know it was attached to Jupiter at some point?
Only if the belly button was formed out of lightning.
Ooh, that makes sense here.
Right.
I was wondering how she was going to turn this all into, you know what? My problem is I haven't actually watched the Thunderbolt project. So maybe, and I know that they do have something where Lincoln Velikovsky and Saturn as a sun.
Yeah, it's called bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah. All that. I thought we understood it was bullshit when I said Thunderbolts project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just clarifying.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. Just in case there was anybody out there who did not understand that all of this is bullshit. I am assuming that there's some way that this links back to an electric universe, but she's not making a clear
Why?
and convincing case.
Why do you assume that?
It's the title of the stream.
Yeah, they're not.
Sometimes,
Okay. Well.
sometimes people
Mariners.
like make titles that are directly related to what they're talking about.
True, and sometimes they don't, though.
Hey, you never know until you get through it, and they do that. So I'm just saying.
This is a canyon system larger than any canyon on any planet or moon that stretches almost a fifth of the way around the entire planet,
It's a big canyon.
longer than the distance from New York to San Francisco. And if you're thinking that this is the result of erosion, think again. The entire valley is a depression that is missing 3 million cubic miles.
So she's starting to get into specifics, and I don't know the specifics here. I would be surprised if it was solely erosion, but I wouldn't be like amazingly shocked. Like if somebody came up to me and said, "Yeah, no, we think that it was erosion," I'd be like, "All right, where'd it go?"
I mean, we do know that there was water on Mars, so I mean, it's not as far-fetched as she wants it to sound.
Yeah.
I
think the idea that there was a tectonic sort of split is also very feasible.
I think that Vanny, I think that is exactly what it is. That there's a tectonic split that caused the original canyon. The erosion would be what would have made it wider. I'm assuming this because I'm just basing it on what we see on Earth. So there is erosion. The erosion is what makes it bigger. But the split itself would have come from something that's tectonic, right? So that's my understanding. What happened.
So it's saying that geologists believe it formed from tectonic activity relating to the growth of the Arctic volcanoes, leading to faulting and widening of the canyon.
Yeah,
and that makes sense. Like it kind of looks like my upper thighs do. It's got some stretch marks that are parallel here, and you got some all here, but then the edges of these, like this right here, this feature, very clearly erosion, very clearly, right?
Yeah, I mean,
feeding into it. It's
I am not a geologist, but I trust their judgment. Wait, what did she say it was? If you think that this is the result of erosion, think again. The entire valley is a depression that is missing.
Depression that is missing 3 million cubic miles of material. Where did that go? There is no evidence of any water outflow pattern.
That's true. She's agreeing with us, but in a way that makes it sound like it has to be something
saying it's
that
only
geologists
erosion.
haven't.
Erosion was the thing that first made the first cut. And then continued erosion made it wider and bigger and deeper. So I think that's what she's saying.
I don't think so. I think actually so far she's been mostly in agreement with us. We haven't the issue with what she's saying has been her tone. Her idea that her implication that we think it is erosion. It's not. It's you have to pull apart. You can't because if it's erosion, it has to go somewhere. Where did it go? And that's the point she's making.
She's saying there's 3 billion tons of material. Where did it go? So she's trying to say it can't be erosion, right?
Exactly. But we agree. Like our modern. The problem is when I'm skipping around, it doesn't. She only has the image on for like 3 seconds, so I skip right past it. It's really annoying.
But real quick, Google says the missing material isn't a single removed block of 3 million miles. It's the cumulative result of these processes, like the erosion, tectonic cracking, da 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 da.
Yeah.
of these processes gradually creating and enlarging the enormous canyon system. Therefore, while Valles
Yeah.
Marineris represents a significant topographical depression and the displacement of a vast amount of material, it's more accurate to describe it in terms of complex geographical processes that have shaped it over billions of
Yeah.
years rather than a single event resulting in missing 3 million miles of material.
Yeah, it's not missing. The material is
Right.
at the bottom of the canyon.
Yes.
What happened was that the Mars, I was going to say the Earth, but the ground on Mars got kind of ripped open a little bit and formed a deep canyon, and all of this stuff on the side over all of that time has been eroding down because you do get freeze and thaw cycles with running liquid water. Those do occur on Mars. Not as frequently as Earth, but they do occur. And that would drag material down and fill in the canyon, but then it rips open again, like right here. I think this right here could be a little smaller rip in the main part of it that's sort of like tearing apart. This entire complex here has erosional features that look like they are filling in this area here. It's ripping open and then it's filling in. All of the missing material is right here.
Okay.
I think. Oh, I muted her.
In cubic miles of material. Where did that go? There is no evidence of any water outflow pattern.
And so that's where it's different from the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, there's an end of the canyon where the water flowed out and it ended up in the Gulf of California, which is significantly smaller than it would be if the Grand Canyon didn't flow there. Like there's whole chunks of land that exist because the Colorado River deposited that sediment.
And a part of the canyon complex, Hibis Chasm, is completely self-contained. And even NASA admits it was not formed by erosion. Not completely self-contained.
I'm
And
looking at this. Most of the visual stuff here is clearly erosion.
Yeah. But she's correct, though. NASA admits it was not formed by erosion.
Right.
So it's formed by, as the way you described, Mandy, the split.
Correct. You're right.
Whatever, it was formed that way. The erosion might have made it wider or a bit deeper or whatever. But NASA, she's correct. NASA does not say that it was formed by erosion.
Also doesn't say it was formed by an electric universe, so I'm not really sure how this relates to the title.
It's evidence. We're on evidence now, right? Like how does this relate to electric universe?
We're halfway through the evidence.
It's kind of like, hey, it's like young Earth evidence, right? Where all you do is shit on the other people.
Even
the actual model.
Exactly.
NASA admits it was not formed by erosion. Not to mention the myriad of what looks like scoop marks all over. Like someone just shoveled out some dirt and carried it away. Earthly...
Is that what that looks like?
I don't really think so.
Scoop marks?
Those just kind of...
So Maya, they were talking earlier about these
I don't know what those are.
that happened between Saturn. So this could be just the outcome of some of this ejaculation that's hit Mars, maybe.
Oh, right, yeah. So Dr. Kip talks about how, I forget. I think was it the Nile where Inky drug his dick along the, in the dirt, and then he ejaculated, and it created the Nile. And you would know this because the Egyptian word for water was the same as sperm. So it all that is evidence. So it all checks out.
Definitely makes sense.
Geologic forces did not sculpt this planet.
I was wrong about the Bible on the internet. Please forgive me, Dr. Kip. It was not the Nile. It was the Euphrates.
Yeah, Kip doesn't know anything. He doesn't even like the Bible.
I know. I mean,
so
do you know that he's written no books?
No. Can't trust him.
And he hates the Bible.
Yeah. Fucking hates the Bible.
By this point, I would hope that you wouldn't be too surprised to learn that the unique surface features of Mars have already been replicated in a laboratory.
Then why? Oh, it's gonna be an electric universe laboratory. I hate you.
Yep.
Well, we need
Prolonged electrical
universe
arcing
for a
makes
lot of people to complete bingo. So we're going in.
almost identical channels and side channels as the ones visible in Valles Marineris.
Oh my god, that's such a bad example. You chose one over here that, oh, those...
And where did the 3 million cubic miles of dirt go? Well, some would have undoubtedly rained back down onto the surface, which could be why we see miles upon miles of rocks strewn about like a debris field. But some would have been ejected into space. Remember the trails of material that stretched from Mars to either Venus or Earth when Mars got too close to either one? Well, an electrical connection of that size would have caused the massive electrical arcing needed to cause the kind of damage we see.
That's categorically false.
At Valles.
I was gonna say, I'm like, why do you think that?
That's categorically false. It makes no sense. It makes no sense for reasons that I've elucidated earlier. The fact that there are multiple electric charges means that bodies this size are not going to be sufficiently polarized with respect to each other to have an arcing that big. The amount of arcing that you would have would be enormous. You would probably just arc out into free space before that. Like if you charge up, like say you had a machine, okay, with a belt that carries electric charge into a metal ball, right? And you charge that thing up, eventually sparks are going to come off even if you don't have anything around it, because the electrons are just like, yo, fuck this shit, I'm out, and they leave, and they'll all leave it, along a certain spark.
Did you actually catch that, Maya? Did you actually just really understand what he was talking about? A machine where you had a metal ball with sparks kind of coming out of just did you catch that?
I've heard about it once or twice before.
What is that machine called?
It's called a Van de Graaff generator. I'm so glad you asked. She's gonna kick me.
Yes, no worries.
Well, hey, look, is that a play button? What does that do?
Valles Marineris. And the gravitational connection could have carried Martian debris all the way to the Earth. And we have the Martian rocks on Earth to show for it. Interestingly enough, almost all cultures refer to their hero warrior, their version of the Mars archetype, as having a scar.
You don't say. A hero is gonna have a scar?
Mm-hmm. The god of war? Yep.
Oh my god. Oh,
some stories even as deep.
I don't know. I mean, I don't.
Moving on.
I've been drinking.
Detailed to say the scar came from lightning. But Valles Marineris was completely unknown until the Mariner 9 orbiter discovered it in 1972 as it passed over the Martian surface.
That's not really quite true. A decent telescope, you can get a good enough look at Mars that you can see some of the features on it.
Yeah. In fact, I think the early drawings of Mars, they actually thought it was fertile. Like they actually drew it as canyons and a fertile valley and stuff, because you could actually see with the telescope, that Mars actually had what they thought was a fertile environment with canyons.
I will say, apparently some of those are also illusions caused by the pattern of veins in your retina. Okay. So a lot of the early depictions didn't show that, so I might actually be wrong. And they might have been correct, but like for the wrong reason. Not about it being fertile, but about it having canyons and stuff. Because I do know that was a thing that also happened.
A renowned physicist of a grandson of a renowned physicist can never be wrong, Vandy. So
I gotta say, I think we should have Ian on every week.
Hey, so people need us to go to the next section to get bingo.
So, how did all of those ancient cultures who existed
Maya, it's 10 seconds from now.
Before the invention of the telescope know that Mars had a scar? Unless the planet were close enough for them to see it with the naked eye. Just some extra food for thought. And just in case you thought.
And here we are at the next section.
That the ideas I have presented in this video today is all the proponents of electrical universe theory have to offer. It's not.
Oh boy.
Unlike modern cosmology, that is considered the queen of the sciences.
No, it's not. No. Mathematics is the queen of the sciences.
wielding an iron fist over the branches of science that fall under her umbrella, where if you step out of the circle of presently accepted theory that she governs, you can lose your entire career. The EU community is different. Back in the early...
I don't.
It's different, Maya.
I hate when they say this shit. You don't. You lose your entire career by doing bullshit like this, like talking about shit out of your ass and not providing evidence. Like, there's been a fuck ton of scientists who said, hey, I don't think it's like this. I think it's like that. They showed their work. And now we have like, you know, like whole new models of like how things work. And I don't even know, like, I hate this this thing where like scientists are all in this like secret cabal to keep the truth away from people. Like, people don't, like, scientists don't want to be known as the next Einstein or the next, you know, this, that, or the other, whether it's like Freud or Edison, or like everybody wants to be that. And coming out with a book showing that you like just stomped on this model that, you know, this long lasting model that has been like widespread and world renowned, and everybody's using to make their models of whatever. And you did the next best thing. One is probably not plausible. We're doing too much with the science that we know of for something to come through and just like overturn everything. But like,
it has to be consistent with so much of it already.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's only so much you can do, but like, even if, I mean, like, what do you call it? What was the guy that just died in the wheelchair?
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, that was a few.
I am so sorry. But... Yeah. I didn't even want to go to that. I was just like, he was named, like, it's one of those things where you could see the face, but not the name. Hawking, did a bunch of new stuff. And it was expounding on the information that we already had. It wasn't like really.
Hawking like picked up where Einstein and company left off.
Right.
Like, Hawking was one of the best understanders of general relativity on the planet. General relativity has not been modified since Einstein came up with it, but it has been filled in. Like, there is the upper level structure and equations like were figured out, but there is so much. We haven't done anything fundamentally new in physics in decades. We've done plenty that's new in physics, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like, for science to be hiding, I mean, it shows your ignorance of what. I guarantee you don't wake up and do much without relying on science. I mean, it's just hard. It's hard to brush your teeth without relying on science. To have something that's just fundamental, that we're holding, that's just fundamentally.
If you have electricity or plumbing, you're relying on science.
I'm just saying, though. So, and I'm not like, I don't know. I'm trying to pad my bank account with all this National shill money that I'm supposedly getting. But I mean, it's just where we are. And, for her to say, like, well, what if? And I'm like, I implore you, go to school, learn about science. You don't even have to get like to the master's degree. Like, if you could get just like an associate's degree in any field of science, like, you'll understand like just the basics and like what it takes for us to get, to the point that we're at. It's nobody's hiding anything from you. It's just ridiculous to have this opinion.
You can have enough of a education in science with a GED and a casual interest, if you're smart about it, to understand that this is just like kind of bullshit. Because like if you watch every Veritasium video and you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, you're not gonna fall for this. I love Veritasium.
And did you want to get on the science denier hate train with us?
No, I'm happy listening. You guys go on about it. Keep it up.
Oh, come on. You shit all over YUCs.
What?
Right. Do I have to call him EX? I mean, it just.
I heard it as YUCs.
Oh, no.
So I was like,
YUCs.
What would the
yucks.
U stand for? Young. What would the U stand for?
No, why I said YUCs. He heard
Yeah,
YUC.
well, yeah,
YUC.
he's but he proposed uninformed, young
Oh.
uninformed creationists.
That
but
also works.
But that's just stating the obvious, though, isn't it? You can just drop the U and just call it YC.
Fair.
For $5, Jester says, who does Grandpa Vandy owe reparations to for the capital that got him that education? Ooh. Oh, yeah, finally. One for me. Thank you, Jester. Jester's coming back on. I like Jester. Yeah. Oh, Ian, you didn't hear. Yeah, so Vandy has this like big like ass mansion that he likes to show off whenever I'll let him, that were built by my ancestors.
I don't
which is
have
why
it.
the
It's not
fuck have
owned
I
by the
gotten
family.
reparations this channel? No.
Not
which
owned by the
channel?
family.
Oh, no longer owned by the family. But it is still extant, and white people love to dance there on their wedding nights.
Oh man, I should get married there.
So do I come to you,
2002.
Andy? Do I come to you to just get sugar for my coffee?
Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, no.
Wait, no, hold on. That's a plantation
Presumably the mansion
trap,
comes with a
isn't it?
plantation. Yes, I was alluding to plantation.
No. This mansion is in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Ian,
sugar.
so now we go into the who are you, where are you, and what do you have coming up? Usually I say next week, but since you're not I don't know, you're kind of what do we call you? Not a debate bro?
A Klingon. I see Titan Uranus on, so I'm a Klingon. I just hang around the Uranus, basically. So. What am I doing next week? I thought Vanny said I'm coming on again, so I don't know. No,
Yes, you are confirmed right now. No, she's actually mad at me for saying that.
No, I am absolutely not. You and Austin are welcome back here anytime you guys want, and
I'll come anytime you ask, because I've had tons of fun. I don't do anything really serious on YouTube. Occasionally, I kind of do debate and stuff, so I'm trying to hook up another one, but I've kind of been.
I wanted to call you out, Ian.
Yep. Call me out.
I have to call you out. Okay, you seem to think that you don't really have a channel or something.
I don't live stream. I don't
allow me to educate you on what it means to not have a channel and to not have content. Okay, right. Because you have several videos. Okay, you have a playlist or something that like has your appearances. Probably you have all of that. You know what I have? Nothing. I have nothing.
Vandy, you have your name. You have your name, your
his
honor.
name, and just like a black,
All a man has is his name and honor. That's it. And Vandy has that in
and content, but I have no content.
Yeah, but content is just what I use to make because
also the honor thing is questionable. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yes. Love it.
So I'm just saying, if you ever want to learn what it is to be lazy, I can help you.
Well, I mean, your name gets you a lot of places.
It does.
His name does get him a lot of places. That's for damn sure. But we're not going to talk about systemic oppression. Anyways, no, yeah, I will definitely reach out to you. I'd love to have you back on. I haven't had Austin on. I think it's been like half a year already. So I can definitely schedule you guys back. I need to schedule a bunch of people. I don't know. I call it lazy, but I'm really just overworked. And
no, we're not an internet couple, just to answer. No.
Ian and Austin are an internet. You guys haven't put anything out in about a month though, but you used to do stuff on Saturdays.
Wait, hold on.
So-
Can Ian? Can you and I be an internet couple then?
I'd love to. I just want to hold your head and see what happens with the hair that comes out this way.
I'll build a Van de Graaff generator and see
I
how
think you and
how
I.
direct you can
I
get
think
my follicles.
I think there's sparks between you and I, Vandy. Sparks. It's just shocking.
Yeah.
Okay. Next week, everyone, we have Dr. Dan Stern Cardinal. Am I pronouncing that correct?
Oh, we're gonna talk about how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It's gonna
No, we are not. We're going to
Yeah,
talk about
we
the
are.
opposite of that.
Nope, it's going down. I'm gonna flog that horse.
Oh my God. No, that is so not going to happen. Dr.
I'm
Dan,
flogging the
whoever
one-eyed
watched
weasel.
this, it's not going to happen. Holy shit. You know what?
It
Everybody,
absolutely is gonna.
be true to
Chat,
who
you have no
are,
idea.
not who you were told to be. God damn
This
it.
is his bad.